What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to swap a new radio in my Terminator Cobra. So here we are inside the car, and yes, this is the stock Mach 460 6-disc changer. I really like this, to be quite honest with you, and I had been using it with this FM transmitter that gets Bluetooth from my phone, and it works pretty well, and I actually had all intentions of keeping it. But something that I found out is that this volume button is very sensitive, and sometimes it spikes the volume all the way up to the moon, and it gets unusable. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Turn the radio on. If I turn it on, I'm going to leave it at something here. As you can tell, I'm turning it counterclockwise and the volume is going up. So that's a big problem here. I don't want to be bothered with this, and as much as I have watched a couple of videos talking about cleaning it, I'm just going to swap it out. The great thing about doing so, as you'll see from the parts that I've gotten, you don't really modify anything, and if I can pick up a new or a better condition 2004 Mustang head unit, I can swap it back in. So let's get over to the bench and take a look at what I picked up. So here's the radio I decided to go with. This is the Kenwood Excelon DMX8709S. I decided to go with the Kenwood because I did put a Kenwood in my daily, a DMX8709S, which is a lesser version of this. This is part of the Excelon line, so it actually has a 2-year warranty as opposed to a 1 year of standard Kenwood. It's got HD radio. For me, it was all about the wireless and wired Apple Carplay, Android Auto. In the Civic has wired CarPlay, and although I love it, in the Cobra I really wanted to go wireless. So this does have wireless. It also has 5-volt preamp outlet for the Mach 460, which should work well. I actually picked this up from Crutchfield, and it came with this. This is the Metra 95-5026 installation kit with all the things you need to adapt it into the dash. Since the Cobra is an 04, it already has the doubled-in dash. No need to modify it like a 94 to 2000 would have to be. This is for the amp, so you don't get that pop from the Mach 460. That little pop when you first turn it on, it'll eliminate that. And this is the Metra amplifier harness. This is the radio harness adapter, so it'll be plug and play. It's part number 70-5521. Just to let you know, 03 and 04 are not the same wiring. 04 is different, so I had to get a special one for the car. And of course, just like I did on my other Civic radio install, I'm using these posi locks. Awesome. No soldering, no crimping. They work beautiful, so I'm anxious to use them again. I also am going to take this opportunity to swap in a new phone mount from Modern Rides Design. I can't say enough great things about this. The one that I put in the car, it was actually, I had a video on it. I'm going to link it up top here. And this one is just powder coated black. That was my only criticism of the one that I put in the Cobra, is that it was silver. Even though, honestly, now that the phone mount is on, you can't even see it. I did go ahead and get another one that's powder-coated black. So since I'm pulling the bezel off, it's a perfect time. It's so easy to swap, and this thing has been awesome. I've driven the car a few times with it, and it puts the phone in a perfect spot. You can also use it to mount your SVT X4 handheld, which I really don't keep on the car. So, yep, let's get started on the wiring. So what we have here is our completed harness, which will go from the Kenwood radio to the OEM Ford wiring. And I have to give a shout out to Crutchfield for doing a great job with the directions they give you. They tell you exactly which color wires to connect to which color wires. They make it super easy to install a radio in your car. Just take your time and be careful, and yeah, it's not too bad at all. So what we have here is the Metra harness. I believe this is 24 pins. This connects to the OEM Ford harness that would connect to your radio. This is the other part of the Metra harness. I think this is 8 pins. This also connects to a stock Ford port. On the other end of that Metra harness are some like RCA type connectors, and they connect to the subwoofer part on the back, the subwoofer ports on the back of the Kenwood radio. This is the Kenwood radio wiring. This is the harness that came with the radio, and of course it plugs right in. And last but not least is this piece from Axxess, which eliminates the popping from using the Mach 460 stereo system with the amp, so you don't get that pop when you turn it on. So this is 100% ready to kind of plug into the vehicle and into the radio. I might clean it up a little bit just to kind of maybe zip tie everything together. But what makes it also super easy are these. These are called posi locks. And what they allow you to do is connect two wires without any type of solder or using a butt connector. And if you've never seen a posi lock before, I'm just going to show you how they work. So what we have here, we have two wires. I've actually stripped a little bit just to get some of the, get the insulation off. You take these two wires and you just twist them together. I typically go clockwise, so make them kind of tight. Then you use this. This is a posi lock. It unscrews and it's got two special pieces here. The top part is more like a cap. The bottom part is more like a collar. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick the wire into this collar as far as it's going to go. And we're going to hold it and we're going to put the cap right on top. I'm going to tighten it in as much as we can. Nice and tight. That's it. So this will put both of the wires together and keep them together. And as you can see, they don't come out. It's nice and strong. It's a great connection. It's also insulated, because it's plastic. I have been told you don't have to wrap it with electrical tape, but as you can see from what I've done, I do it just in case, because you know what, it's inside the dash and I like to have that peace of mind. But I have been assured by Crutchfield that they don't require tape. One of the great things, besides being a secure and strong connection, is that if you want to, you could simply unscrew this, pull off the collar, and take the two wires apart. So now I have the two wires just like the way when I started. There's no soldering, no butt connectors that you have to crimp, no heat shrink. I think it's an amazing way to do it, and it's super easy. And if you're doing any type of electrical on your car, I absolutely recommend you pick up some of these posi locks. Let's get this harness ready to go and get the radio in the car. So we've taken off the radio bezel, and you can see the radio is actually held in by two 7mm bolts. We're going to remove them. We're going to pull out the radio itself. We'll unplug the connectors, and then we'll put it next to the new one and set up the new radio to go in here. And like I said, I'm also going to take the opportunity to swap this one out for the black powder coated one. So here's the Kenwood, new Kenwood, the DMX8709S. Here's the OEM Ford. You can see that the Kenwood has a much more shallow chassis design, which is good because then this wiring harness will have plenty of room to live. I did plug it in and test it out, and it is working, so we're good with all the wiring. What we're gonna have to do now is use the Metra kit to add the brackets underneath so that we can bolt it back into the stock location. So we'll do that right now. So this is pretty cool. This is the OEM Ford radio, and you can see how it mounts. And with the Metra kit, it does a really great job of replicating that mounting point. You can see we're going to use the outer ones. So here are our outer ones. The side pieces, they simply screw into the chassis. I did have to remove the chassis that came with the 809S, but yeah, this should do nicely. Just have to locate and wire up the microphone and the GPS sensor. So unfortunately, we have some bad news. The 809S powered right up. It looked beautiful. Everything worked. I got the GPS piece right on top here. The problem is the rear of this unit does not have any way to accommodate this stock style rear support bracket, and as a result, when you press the buttons on the unit, it kind of bends in a little bit. So I called Crutchfield. We're gonna have to swap this out for another unit. So that's where I'm gonna end this video. Unfortunately, I will let you know how I make out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.